Hi all, and welcome back to my channel. In today's videos, I'm going to share with you my experience on handling a child who is having a seizure. This is about a seizure that happened or occurred because of a sudden high temperature. So the background is, I myself experienced such condition when I was about a year old. And at that time, my mother did not know that this is something that could happen genetically. So when I have my first son, and he was about the same age as I was that time, which was about a year old, he suddenly experienced the sudden high temperature raise. So what happened was, he was already having a fever and it was already under control, and we did not give him to bathe or we did not shower him, but there was just a moment where I washcloth him that suddenly it increases his temperature. So it was from 37 degrees Celsius and it get into a peak of 40 degrees, about 40 to 41 degrees Celsius in just a snap. So at that time when it happens, I did not know that it happened because of a high sudden raise in temperature. So as soon as he got the seizures, he was moving uncontrollably and unstoppable, and he cannot talk. He was even giving me the gibberish, and he was giving the twitch as if someone who was having a stroke. So as a mother with a first child and no experience, I immediately yelled and called my mom, who then helped me to put him into clothes, on a loose fitted cloth, and then we bring him up and just grab my bag. We went to the nearest hospital, which thankfully only about 5 to 10 minutes away, and we rushed into the emergency room. So while we were on the car, I was crying, I was devastated, and I got the anxiety because I don't know what exactly is going on. All I see is my son acting like someone who is having a stroke, and it doesn't stop. So while on the car, I was trying to freshen up myself, I was trying to calm myself, and when we got into the emergency room, thankfully I was able to say that, "Doctor, my son experienced sudden seizures and I was having a seizures myself when I was 1 year old. What happened?" So the doctor and the nurse immediately take him over from my hand and they put him into an oxygen mask, and they insert through his back, which is a Proris and Stesolid. So Proris is a medicine that they use to lower the temperature, and the other medicine they use to stop the seizures. They then questioning me about what actually happened and whether or not something like this has ever happened before. So after the historical background checked, they told us that my baby needed to stay in the hospital for at least a day, because even though his temperature has come to low, it has come to normal in 37 degrees, but they are still concerned that there is a possibility of a second attack. And as the first mom that time, I was so frightened that I don't think of anything else, just the health of my son. So I immediately say yes, and we stayed for the night. Thankfully, there was no second attack and everything went back to normal at that night. So lesson learned, I have to stay alert, or us as a parent need to always stay alert about our children's, because sudden high raised temperature could happen to anyone, and you always need to maintain the temperature of your child in normal. So what I learned that day and what the doctor told us is that first, when it already happened, we need to stay cautious at all time up until the age of 5 to 6 years old, because among those age there are still possibilities that a second seizures or the third might happen. But the doctor asked us politely to always stay alert, because if it happens more than once, there could be a possible or a possibility of a brain damage, and that is something that is too frightening, too scary. Touch wood, I don't want that to happen to any of my son or my daughter. So keep up alert up until the age of 5 to 6 years old. And if it happens to you or any of your relative, don't panic. Just put them into a loose fitted cloth and then protect the tongue, because there's a possibility that they might bite their own tongue because of the movement. They cannot control what they do, and they don't know what is happening to their body. So us as a parent need to alert and just try to avoid them from biting. Maybe putting your finger like this, it might help, because then they will bite your hand instead. The third thing is that because of my history and also the history of Rama having the first seizure attack, the doctor told us to never let his temperature above 37.5 degrees Celsius. So that's why I always maintain Tembra, which is a medicine that we use here to lower the temperature. And I always bring myself a thermometer at home, in the bag, wherever we go, because there is always a possibility of that, and I'm just too scared to risk it all. The next tip is don't panic. Just don't panic, because when you are panicked, then you can't function yourself, and your child needs you. So you need to function 100%, either you or your spouse. Just don't be panic at all time, because they need you and they want to know whether or not they are safe. So the reason why I share this kind of video is because I just want mothers and fathers out there to always keep on alert and to know what are they supposed to do if such things happen to them. Because a friend of mine have had that experience, but because they don't know what they were supposed to do and what to deal and what are the things they need to alert in the future, they don't know, and it happened again for the second time. And that is something that we don't want to happen, because of, like I said, there is a possibility of brain damage. So I hope this video could help other people, and as a reminder to myself, because I'm currently having a second child which is only 9 months old. So rest assured, hopefully nothing happened to her. And yeah, if you have any experience yourself, feel free to pop in the comments below, so we could have a conversation and share our knowledge, so that others might spread the word, so that we can all alert and take care of our family in good hands. So I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That would mean a lot to me. And please subscribe so you won't miss any of my other videos. Until next time, bye!